kuwa mkono ambao unalima ardhi, mlango wa kulima, kuwa mshindi, kuwa na uhakika sasa, kulea mustakabali wa baadaye. Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Kenya.
My name is Mary Wamoro Mushina, hence the name Wamoro. I am a farmer and I am an agronomist by profession. So I help farmers to do farming in a way that is sustainable and in such a way that they'll get money out of it, not just doing it for food. They'll also get money from the agriculture they are doing. Agribusiness, kilimo na pesa. I'm born in an agricultural family. We do agriculture. So when I was growing up, that's all we were doing. I was involved in the farming activities, but majorly ile farming yenye, it's not giving you money. And I hated agriculture kwa sababu I didn't understand why we are doing all this work and we are not getting anything. So when I decided to study an agricultural course, it was for me to understand where are we going wrong, how are we doing it wrong, and how can we correct it so that we can get profits out of what we are doing. So after doing it right, I've seen that agriculture inasaidia. When it's done right, you'll get money out of it and itakupeleka mbali. You'll get healthy food kwanza. It's not even all about the money. You'll get healthy food and then pia itakupea pesa. Another thing, I am an enthusiast for sustainable agriculture. Kitambo ungeona watu wanalima, an acre of land ingekupatia so many gunias of maize. What about right now? Our lands have degraded. Unapata hata eka moja inakupatia about 2 gunias because we are not doing sustainable agriculture. Tumeingia kwa madawa, tumeingia kwa everything, and in the next maybe 10-20 years our farms will not be economically viable. So I advocate for sustainability so that even in the future generations that are to come, tutapata chakula, tutaweza kulima, kwa sababu tukiendelea hivyo utapata we have to import food and we have a lot of land, we have all the resources that we need for agriculture. Sustainability inaanza kwa mchanga because without the soil we won't have anywhere to plant our crops. So we start with the soil. You find that a lot of farmers, we've shifted from the manure that we were using kitambo, and now we just want to use the fertilizers, the easy to go, but those ones zina degrade our lands. So we start with the soil. And when we are planting, as a farmer, when I'm advising farmers as an agronomist, when you consult me, I advise farmers to start with soil testing. You test your soil and see what it needs. Usi-apply to fertilizer just because unasikia watu wengine wanatumia DAP kupanda. Maybe your soil doesn't need that DAP. Umetumia extra cost na pia una confuse the nutrients that are in your soil, because when they are too much they become toxic. Too much of something is toxic. So unapima mchanga yako kwanza, you see what it needs. And sana sana tuache kupotelea kwa fertilizers, turudi pia kwa manure. Na pia kuna companies that are manufacturing organic fertilizers. So as much as we are doing the fertilizers, it's good for us as farmers to try as much as possible to go the organic way. Yes. So after umepima mchanga, your soil will tell you, I need this, I don't need this. That is when you decide, this is what I should apply to my soil. And then after you've planted, majorly, watu wa wanapiga madawa because of controlling wadudu, pests, kama aphids, and there are very many pests depending on the plants that you are growing. Alafu pia kuna ugonjwa. So for the pests, I advocate for integrated pest management. Integrated pest management iko na cultural methods, iko na mechanical methods. Alafu after you've done that, kama imeshindikana kabisa, that is when you resort to chemicals. Yes, but also even if you are using chemicals, tutumie zile zenye zimepitishwa. When I was young, we were not doing much of livestock. Sana sana ilikuwa kulima skuma. Kwetu ni uplands. So wenye wanajua uplands, huko tunafanya skuma na spinach. So that is what we were doing. And something about agriculture agriculture is an art. Agriculture is a science and it's an art. So for you to do agriculture, lazima uelewe everything from the soil to the plants, what it needs. So I think that is why I leaned more into crop farming, because I hadn't interacted a lot with animals, and even up to now I sina nini sana ya wanyama. Roho yangu iko kwa mimea. Yes, so that's why I decided to major on crops, and the course that I did horticulture, Bachelor of Science Horticulture. Nilikuwa Maseno, Kisumu. That's where I did my course for 4 years. Nikasoma everything about the soil, about mimea, what they need, how they should be treated for you to get something from the soil. So after I graduated in 2021, I worked in a farm, a vegetable farm. Then after that, bado nikatafuta kazi. I also got some job in an naezaita orchard, where we were doing many types of fruits. And then after that, I felt in my heart, this is not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not using my full potential. So I decided to start my consultancy firm, where I help farmers to understand what they are doing. I said agriculture is an art and a science. So my desire is to help farmers to understand, tunafanya hivi because this needs this. Sio kwa sababu tumekuwa tukifanya hivyo. So I help farmers to understand the need to do sustainable agriculture, and how to make money in agriculture, how to do things right, so that hautakuja ku regret baadaye. So that's how I started my consultancy firm, and I go all around Kenya, yes, advising farmers on what to do, and wakiona results, yes, that's where my happiness comes from. Ni ngumu kutoa mtu akili yake kutoka huko kitambo mpaka saizi. It's very hard, but once they see the results, you even hata kama si kwake, for someone else that you've advised and they've followed what is supposed to be done and they see the results, that is what can help you to convince someone that hii yenye unafanya, it's not profitable, but if you do it this way, you'll get some good results. Yes, and you just give them the knowledge that you have with the confidence, sio kubahatisha ama kudanganya, because again there are some people who pose as agronomists but they give the wrong information. So ukiwa agronomist, again you have to do a lot of research, and we learn kila siku. For me, every day is a learning day. Kuna kitu nilikuwa nafikiria it's right, but I go somewhere, I see that it's working differently here. So for me, niko na hiyo mindset that I don't know everything, and I learn every day, every time. So I try to meet different farmers, listen to them, listen to their experiences. I also follow the people who do agriculture in a big way, and there you get insights and you get to see the real thing on the ground, because kwa vitabu na kwa ground vitu ni different. Yes. And even when you listen to them, what they are talking, na si kila kitu unaambiwa na agronomist lazima ufanye. You also do your own research. Saizi we are in an era where you can get technology, where you can get information haraka sana. Tuko na smartphones, tuko na computers. Nikikwambia hivi, you can also do your own research and see hii inalingana, and if it makes sense to you, then you apply it. But you just do your due diligence before consulting just anyone mwenye anajiita agronomist. Just do due diligence. Yes. So agriculture sana it's a passion. You can't force your kid or your Gen Z to do agriculture. Lazima itoke kwa, but there's a way you can influence them into agriculture. Sana tunatafuta mali tutapata pesa. So if you show them that they can get money in agriculture, si ile ya kwetu, ile ya kitambo yenye tulikuwa tunachura sukuma tunaiuza 500 agunia na umeamka 6. Ukimwonyesha, there are people who are making money in agriculture, and it's attractive because si lazima uchoke kama kitambo. Saizi tuko na we have mechanized agriculture. In mechanized, si lazima ati ushinde kwa nini the whole day. Tuko na machines that are being used in the farm. Yes, drip, si lazima ufanye watering na ile watering can. Kuna technologies mingi sana zimekuja, so hata kama mimi ningekaa huko kwetu bado tuendelee kulima sukuma, trust you, misingekuwa kwa agriculture. But because I've traveled, I've gone to many farms, I've talked to a lot of farmers, I've seen what farming can do, and hiyo ndo imenifanya hata mimi nikajua, so this agriculture na ile yenye tulikuwa tunafanya, they are two different things. So if you want your Gen Z to love agriculture, you just take them to the farms and let them listen to the stories of those people who are in the farms, how they are doing it, and how agriculture, they'll see how agriculture is attractive. Yes. So agriculture ya kitambo ni ile yenye we just knew one person, ule ndio huwa ananunua cabbage, ule ndio huwa ananunua beans, but here that's not agribusiness. For you to be something in agriculture, you must have visibility. You must have visibility, and actually there is a very big gap between producers and consumers. Unapata kuna watu wanahitaji this, but they don't know where to get it, and huyu naye ana produce this, they don't know where to take it. So lazima ukuwe na visibility. And for me, when I started my company, it was just, I was using business cards. So ningepatia wakulima, this is my business card, but how many people can I give the business cards to in a day? So I just decided to post on TikTok. I had a TikTok account yenye nilikuwa nafanya tu vitu zangu za kawaida, but I decided these ones hakuna kitu zinanipatia, but I have something that I can share with people. So that's when I started doing TikTok. I started reaching a lot of people. With one video, you can reach 1,000 people. In those 1,000 people, you won't lack someone who is in need of your service. So visibility in farming is key. Yes. Hata kama ni product unauza, hata kama ni the farm, kulima unalima, visibility is key. You'll get your customers there. Sasa tumetoka kwa ile era ya kitambo ya kufanya word of mouth, kama hiyo yenye nilikuwa nafanya ya cards. You just go online. Yes, everything is there. Even the information that you need kwa kulima, you'll get it online. It's agri tours where you visit farms. Like this farm, you bring people to learn. Maybe there are people interested in farming the Chinese vegetables. We plan for agri tours and we bring them here. They see everything. They see how everything is done from start to the end. The whole process ya kupanda, management is explained to them as they see. Kama unawaambia maneno ya aphids, unawaonyesha aphids, kwa sababu kuna watu hata hawajui aphids zinakaaje. Ukiwaambia that this leaf lacks nitrogen, anaona, ndio hata akienda kwake, he'll know. So that is the whole essence of the agri tours, and in the near future you'll see a lot of those. We'll be planning where we'll be taking farmers to various farms depending on the interest. Kama ni watu wanataka kulima ng'ombe, we'll take them to dairy farms. Kama ni watu wanataka kulima avocado, we take them to avocado farms, like that. Kitu naweza sema kwanza, agriculture is not a get rich faster nini. There are losses to be made, there are profits to be made, and there is a lot of learning to be done. There is a lot of learning to be done, because as much as hata mimi agronomist nitakuja kwa shamba nikwambie this is supposed to be done like this, there are some things that you will learn on your own after you've experienced them. So wenye wanafikiria kuingia kwa agriculture because saizi tunasikia it's making a lot of money, usiingie na hiyo mindset. Just have it in mind that I'm doing this for this and this goal, and I'm looking at a future where I'll be able to produce this without any problems. Yes, I'll learn, maybe hata with the first crop itakuwa kulearn, and then with the second crop you'll have gained the experience that you need. So isi ya wale watu wanataka kuwa matajiri overnight. So ukifanya, you be prepared. You can lose, but in agriculture we don't lose, we learn. And in life generally we don't lose, we learn. Yes, ukipoteza unasema hiyo imekuteach a lesson, next time you'll do it better. Yes. Hata hapa ukiwa wewe unasikia joto, right? It's a controlled environment. So hapa Limuru ni baridi sana. And sio Limuru peke yake, many places unapata crops do well in hot. When it's hot, that's when they do very well. So that's why we do the greenhouses. And then in the greenhouse, you are able to unafungia wadudu. So will not get many pests infestation na ugonjwa pia. Huku kuna baridi sana, so vitu kama blight, baridi na choma mimea hapa kwa greenhouse, you are able to control that, unlike tukipanda huko nje. That's why many of our plants here are done in the greenhouses. Yes, it's a controlled environment where you can control anything, ugonjwa, wadudu. Kwa sababu when I'm talking about integrated pest management, culturally tunafanya crop rotation. This time ukipata hapa tumeweka beans, next time utapata tumeweka cabbages. Yes, so that hakuna build up ya ugonjwa hapo, na the wadudu that are affecting these ones won't affect the next crop, so we break that cycle. Yes, alafu kuna mechanical kama weeding, the same is done outside, it's also done inside, so IPM can be done anywhere. So the crop that is behind me are French beans. French beans ni tofauti kidogo na zile beans zetu za kawaida. So they are a bit different kama kushinda zile beans zetu za kawaida. Hizo tunazijua wazina grow hapa alafu zina trail. Lakini hizi zinaenda tu juu kabisa. So what happens after we plant them, after imefika kama 1 foot, tunaanza trellis. Ukiangalia hii kuna kamba tumetumia hapa. You see the same way we trellis nyanya. That is the same way we do for this one. Tunai-trellis, tunai-direct vile itakuja ikipanda so that hizi zinaweza zaa. So for these ones, they are harvested when they are not mature. The matunda, the beans inside, when they are not fully mature, that is when the French beans are consumed. Yes, and hizi, the major wadudu yenye tunapata ni aphids, and aphids can be controlled easily kutumia neem oil. Hata sisi tunajaribu sana kudu organic farming. So for the aphids, tunatumia neem oil. So as a farmer, there is something you should be doing to your farm to check kama uko na wadudu. Normally when you walk like this, you won't see the pests like that because the pests hide underneath the leaves. Na not the older leaves sana sana, the tender ones. So if you look underneath the leaves, utapata wadudu. So when you are doing scouting, as you are going around your farm, you check underneath the young plants, the young leaves, sorry, that is when wadudu wanajifichanga hapo. And scouting unafaa kuifanya asubuhi, very early in the morning, wakati they are not active sana kwa sababu watakuwa wametoka toka, but in the morning they are not active, na in the evening, so that's when you do scouting. And then ukifanya scouting uone wadudu wamefikisha threshold ya kupigwa dawa, uone kama there are too many, that's when you decide hapa nafaa kupiga dawa. Yes, and you should do it sana sana so that you avoid ukipata wadudu hapa na uko kwa ile row kuna, you can do spot spraying. So instead of kutumia, it reduces your cost of production. Yes, so that's why we say you do scouting regularly on your farm to check for pests and diseases. Even this one can be done outside. You can do the same outside, but the aspect ya kuwa hatutaki ikuwe affected sana na wadudu na ugonjwa, ndo maana tumezieka hapa ndani, but they are not any different. They can also be planted in but it's easier in the greenhouse because of the structures za kuzitrellis. They are easier done in the greenhouse than in the field, because in the field you'll have to make some other structures. So you start na hizi unazifanya direct seeding. Unafanya tu you prepare your land kama kawaida. Unalima, unafanya the land the soil ikuwe loose, and then you do direct seeding. Tunafanya distance ya like a meter from plant to plant. 1 foot from plant to plant. After umeipanda, of course when we are preparing the land, utamix mchanga yako na manure. After umemix, that's when you'll plant. After you've planted, kuna maji, utaweka maji. Not too much water and not too little, just enough water so that it has enough moisture. And then after that, utakuwa ukifanya weeding so that there are no weeds. When it gets to a foot tall, that's when you start trellising. And then sasa kuna hizo vitu kama za kuscout for pests, ndo unapiga dawa. And then after 3 months, you'll start getting your pods. Yes. No, you'll harvest continuously for like, it will go for like 8 months. And then sasa ndio unaitoa unapanda ingine.
vice versa.
Yes, when you are a farmer, it's very important for you to identify a market first, so that usilime alafu you are left with a product there, you don't know where to take it. So it's advisable before you farm anything, identify a market. You identify wale wa wananunua, they buy it at this and this price, they buy this and this quality, and then after that you can decide to get into it. Yes, so tafuta market kwanza alafu you get into farming. But for us here, we sell locally. There are those people who export also. The French beans zina exportiwa sana. So you link up with those people, and then they'll direct you on how to fanya everything. Because again, exporting, lazima ukue umefuata zile njia zinafaa. You can't just plant and then you export. There are measures that you should check on. Yes. Kama there are chemicals you are not supposed to use. When you are taking your crop, your produce, haifai kukua na wadudu. And then it should be fresh. Pia kuna post-harvest management. So you are supposed to check on all those things. Yes, those people who do the export, they give you the guidelines. They tell you, if you do this, we can take your produce. Yes. Locally, sana like for us, we sell to the Chinese community. Yes. Yes, this farm has a lot of Chinese vegetables. So our target market is the Chinese community in Nairobi and Kiambu. We have Chinese cabbage. We have zingine zinaitwa yumansai, a Chinese word. Tuko na ingine wosun, tuko na ingine inaitwa tungho, tuko na cucumbers, tuko na courgettes, we have broccolis, we have spring onions, we have garlic. Yes, basically it's a one-stop shop for Chinese vegetables. The things that you should consider before you get into it, unafaa kuangalia the suitability. Tumesema tunafanya soil test kwanza. How suitable is that crop in the area that you want to do it? Pia you look at the water availability, because gone are the days when we used to depend on rain-fed agriculture. Squeezing mvua, it's not constant like kitambo, so you have to have a source of water. Lazima pia ukue na manure. Now you must know, in case of this disease, in case of this pest, this is what I will use. You should have that knowledge prior to planting. Usianze tena kufanya research after you've planted. Yes, you should do thorough research. You know, these crops need this climate, they need this madawa, they need this management, and then finally I'll sell them to this and these people after I've harvested. Yes, so any crop is okay as long as you have somewhere where you're supposed to take it. For the youths, I think the issue ya market is what imesumbua watu wengi sana. So I'm looking at many opportunities that are arising for value addition. If you are farming something and you don't have the market, there is a way you can look for how can I add value to this product. Yes, that's itakusaidia your product hazitaharibikia kwa shamba, and also you'll be able to fetch for different markets and maybe even at better prices. So as youth, it's important tufanye research na tujue this product I'm farming isipokuwa kukonsumiwa ikiwa hivi, what else can it be done? Kama ni farmer wa maziwa, how can you add value to that maziwa? Kama ni farmer wa fruits, how can you add value to fruits? Sweet potatoes the same, all crops. So for the people who might want to reach me, I'm in all social media platforms. Nitaanza na TikTok. Uko ndio niko nini sana. My page is Wamoro Farms. Niko Facebook Wamoro Farms again, or Wamoro Farmer. When you search Wamoro Farmer utapata. Niko pia kwa Instagram Wamoro Farmer again, and LinkedIn Wamoro Farmer, and my contact is 0743 222 895. If you want to reach me, you can call that number.